and you're geeking out to Gear Gods. That's our Blarba sound.
Do you play?
Hey, I'm Zach from the Manx, and I play the mandolin. I have a cool custom mandolin. It's a 4-string instead of 8. It's by this BGH guy, Bruce Herring. I don't know what the G. I think it's uses a Billy Corgan pickup. I wanted a whammy bar on it, and it's definitely a game changer. It's my favorite part. It's pretty much like a little guitar tune like a mandolin, but it's pretty cool. I got a cool, basic, boring little tuner pedal. It's okay, it does a trick. I started putting these little knobs on them. They're not like the real brand, the barefoot knobs or whatever, but it's like a cheapo Amazon knockoff. I got them for Adam and I, so we can play barefoot if we want. And then I got this cool vibro thing. I put the Doppler all the way up, so the Doppler effect does like this fast little warble sound. And I got an Ibanez tube screamer. It's a turbo tube screamer. The hard part of playing the mandolin with Tommy's banjos are just like two versions of guitars, kind of. At least like the frequency, so we're trying to separate the two. This distortion sets me apart from Tommy. And I got this, I don't know if this is a cheapo brand, I've never used Mooer. It's a pure octave pedal. I use it for a couple songs, like I like some of the cheaper effects. I got a chorus pedal. This thing is great. I picked it up at Goodwill for 14 bucks. I wasn't sure if it would work, but I like it more than the chorus pedal I had. I use chorus pretty often, and then I got a phase pedal because we're doing some surfy stuff. I used to have one in high school. And then I got this Earthquaker pedal, which is really cool. It does delay, and you can have it, you can change the repeats and the decay and everything on it. So you can like strum in, have it delay off, delay off, delay off. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? And then I got this digital reverb pedal. I just always have this on in the background, just a little bit extra reverb. We also got these Line 6 wireless systems so we could run around, and I just jumped off a piano over the arcades the other day. It was really cool. I got these. I want to show you guys these new things. So when we goo down, we get the mics all gross on at the venue, so I bought these cool colored ones so we could put them on top of the mics. This is my custom arcade amp. It's a video game called Rabbit Breeder. It's also a new song that we have. It was designed by this really cool artist, John Vermiglia. We're friends with him. He does some really cool stuff. He designs like t-shirts and skateboard decks and does stuff. And then I'll show you what's in the back. We use these Gillian Kruger amps.
So far, I guess they're just made-up video games, but they've also become songs on our new album that's about to come out. Mine is Hateful Goo. It's a fighting game with these crazy, wacky dudes. The great thing about these, we got to collaborate with some of our favorite visual artists ever, and this one's by Gregory Jacobson. He's in this band Lovely Little Girls out in Chicago. Hey, my name's Tommy Meehan. I play banjo, electric banjo in the Manx. This is my purple custom electric banjo I got made. I had to commission this guy in Paw Paw, Michigan. He has a company called Blue Star Banjos. I was looking to have a custom electric banjo made for a better part of a year. I emailed probably like 50 to 60 people. Finally found this dude who would make me one. The shape of the cutout here is actually by this other guy. He goes by Dr. K Guitars. So it was a bit of a collaboration, and I've got these lipstick pickups in here. I was kind of trying to go for a surfy tone. In the Manx, I always end up using this neck pickup. Gets a little too bitey down here. There's blue stuff all over it. I call it the booger banjo. I'm using guitar strings actually, but I had to remind myself which gauges to custom build sets with. Plays like a guitar, tuned like a banjo. We got this half string right here. This high G as a drone tone. We got strap locks on here. Choosing a guitar strap was difficult. Found these pink fuzzy ones. Couldn't go wrong with this. Got two of them. Over here on my pedal board, regular old Boss tuner. Electro Harmonix Synth 9 for some crazy sounding, thick. This Line 6 synth modeler, these things are awesome. I've been using these for like 12 years or something like that, and tons of cool synth tones. You got 4 options right there. Dirt Source is this OCD full tone. I'm trying to go for mostly mid-range in this band because we have mandolin, doing a lot of high-end stuff, accordion, pop analog. It's got an octave below and an octave up. It kind of just thickens and brightens my banjo tone. Everyone knows what these things are. These things are rad. I use it for an octave up, get all wacky with it. I use it for 2 octaves up. I use it for an octave down sometimes to get real beefy. And I also like to use the 5th right here. Ibanez chorus flanger. We've been doing some surfier stuff lately, and you can get some weird warbly tones out of this, almost like a tremolo. Reverb. I got this Fender 63 reverb. Yeah, and they sound great. They got 2 12-inch speakers up here. I think they're Eminences or something. These don't make any sounds or anything yet. In the back, I have the main amp. It's this tube amp. It's an Igniter tweaker, I think it's called. It's a 40 watt. We're running everything through this sonic maximizer to kind of give it some extra sparkle and clarity. This is our bubble machine. We always have to have a fresh jug of juice.
It's too silly, Zach.
I want to turn that into the band. I should turn that into the band, huh?
Hi, I'm Max Winston. I'm the drummer of the Manx, and this is my drum kit. It's a Crush acrylic see-through drum kit. After these guys made their arcade amps, I figured I needed a cool drum kit too, so I finally, for the first time in my life, got a cool drum kit. This company doesn't exist anymore. This is an 18-inch kick drum, which is sort of small, but it helps in this band because we have a lot of sound and chaos going on, so this small kick drum helps punch that heartbeat through all the chaotic noise that our band makes. I painted this on the kick drum head. This is my cool ass trash stack. Sometimes you don't want everything to sound pretty and you want it to sound fucked up, so you take a good cymbal and put a shitty cymbal on top of it. Some of our music is sort of cartoony, I would say. So when I joined the Manx, I was like, that'd be cool to have this thing. Like a weird little cartoony run, because it just feels cool. Yeah, I recently got this sampler, Roland SPD-1 wave pad. I use it to trigger atmospheric samples between songs, and we are going to start using it actually within songs to use strange sounds for drum hits and stuff like that, because since it's right here in my kit and it is a pad, it's almost like a drum that I can change and stick right in there. It's not like a big separate thing on the side of my kit. It's like incorporated into it all. So I'm looking forward to using this more with a bunch of crazy, wacky-ass Manx sounds. My drum heads tend to get covered in goo and colorful liquid because I tend to get covered in goo and colorful liquid like all of us do in the band during our show, and then it sweats all over my stuff, and I'm hoping that after years of playing this kit it will be like a tie-dyed catastrophe.
I think we were just a group of guys that came together at a point in time that really loved the game and really loved each other.
I'm Adam, and I play bass in the Manx. This is my bass. I had a guy named Sergio in Santa Ana custom make this thing for me. He was asking what color I wanted and what color trim and glossy or sparkly, and just told him matte black everything and upside down crosses for F-holes. So he gave me matte black everything and upside down crosses for F-holes. I've got this Schaller pickup here, so it's like an electric bass pickup, but for an upright. The nice thing about that is it defeats all of the circular feedback that you can get from an acoustic instrument when it's mic'd up. Using Tomastic spiral core strings. Been using these ones for years. I've got a quiver here with my bow in it. That's the basics of the bass here. So from my bass, I'm running into the pedal board. I call it my tech deck because it's mounted on a skateboard that I got from my friend Tom and his dog Turkey. Shout out to Tom and Turkey. Starting out here, just standard tuner pedal. Then we're moving into my Boss Moon Bandits synth pedal. I use a couple settings here for either a thick, grimy synth with some distortion and edge to it, to kind of more a splatty, bouncy sound, I guess. Then I've got this Electro Harmonics. Got 3 things on it. Octave pedal that does an octave above and below, and you blend in your direct there. So with that you can get a really thick, beefy sound, especially if I'm using the bow with it. This one here is like a flanger, kind of chorusy sound. And then the last one here is kind of a reverb echo. So all of these can be used on their own, but then when you start putting them together you get kind of weird flavor combinations. So out of that I'm running into the classic Big Muff, thick, heavy fuzz. coming out of an upright bass, they sound pretty freaking cool. So, and then this is where I keep my set lists. And now we're running all that into the amp here. GK MB500 head, mounted into the custom arcade cabinet. Artwork done by our buddy Skinner, super sweet guy. Does insane artwork, check his stuff out. Mind Grinder 2, named after one of our songs. Mind Grinding.
Hi, my name is Mike, and I play the accordion in the Manx. Let me show you what I got. So this is a Roland V accordion. Roland is the only company that makes electric accordions. It doesn't play like a regular accordion, as in it's a little more stiff. I've owned one before, the FR8. It was a little too big and too heavy, so I traded that one in and got the FR3. It's like a medium-sized accordion. I love this thing. It's very light. It's about 16 pounds. It's got like a dozen accordion sounds. It's also got orchestra sounds and organ sounds, things like that. In addition to those sounds, I've patched in a set of third-party sounds. On the back of it, there's a flash drive that you can like plug in. It's a little tiny flash drive I got in there, and there's a bunch of sounds on that drive. Really thick, chunky synths and some weird high-pitched stuff, some pads, some bells. One of the cool features on this accordion is that you can double up a lot of sounds. So I usually couple up a synth sound with a standard accordion sound to kind of beef it up a little bit more and give it more attack, because some of the synth is a little soft whenever we're playing really loud. It's got a reverb knob and a chorus knob. It's got two outputs. I do have them split from my right hand effects and my left hand effects. For my right hand, I have this C9 organ pedal. It's electro harmonics. It's pretty cool. I like it a lot. I use this to punch up some of my sounds in certain parts of songs. And then I have this MXR Blue Box, the weird synth pedal. It's kind of hard to control this one, so I use it sparingly. Next up, I have this Boss Digital Delay, a DD3. I use it sparingly, just between songs or for certain special soft parts. And those are my right hand effects. For my left hand, I use this Line 6 purple pedal, and it gives it this cool, big, beefy kind of garbly sounds. Both sets of pedals are running through this small little Behringer mixer I have. It's a little mini mixer. It's only got like a couple channels in there. I just use this to kind of balance out the sound a little bit from the left and the right hand. From that, everything's going out into this MXR EQ pedal, which I usually just leave it on one setting. This all goes out into my amp. I got a buddy of mine to do all the custom art for this thing. His name's Nick Edwards. He's a well-known cartoonist and comic book artist. He's a co-worker of mine at Cartoon Network.
This is the Manx, and you're geeking out to Gear Gods.
You slimy piece of shit!